Hey, I'm Paul with RackOutfitters.com, here to show you the Kuat Transfer 3. Here we have installed on this vehicle that has a 2-inch receiver hitch, and this is a unique form factor for Kuat where you have the tubular frame, which you can actually step within the frame to load each individual bike. And so you have the front wheel cradles, front wheel hold down arm, and a rear wheel tray. So I'll go ahead and show you some of the features. I'm going to go ahead and take it out of the carrying position, put it into the stowed position. There's a lever here that can be hand or foot actuated, and then it locks into that upward position. I'm going to go ahead and take it off of the hitch. It is a bolted on type design that allows you to install and remove it with the included anti-wobble hitch bolt. So the way that works is you have a solid steel 1.25" stinger with this outer adapter, aluminum adapter, so that it works on both 1.25" and 2-inch receiver hitches. So beyond the aluminum spacer, you have a hole which is threaded to match the threads on the bolt. Thereby, when you tighten it, everything comes together, making for a very solid connection to your hitch with minimal movement. So when you're loading a rack like this, you want to do it in the stowed position and use your leg to guide it towards the hitch. I drop it down onto the bottom ledge of the hitch, then bring it upward until it begins to slide in. And then from there, I'll be using this hitch pin as a feeler. So I'll put it through the hole in the hitch as I move the rack forward. And then what I want to do is I want to tighten that bolt with my fingers until I'm confident that it's engaged into the threads without any resistance. The last thing you want to do is strip those threads by using a wrench right away before you know for sure that it's threading in by hand. Okay, so a wrench is included. And it's a hex wrench, though you could use a standard box wrench as well. So it has both tools can be used. So as I tighten this, it'll begin to remove all this play that you see here so that it has a nice solid connection to the receiver hitch. Now out of the box, this rack does not include any security features. So other than the fact that you have to use a wrench to take it on and off, that's just considered a passive deterrent. If you want an actual theft deterrent, then you'd have to purchase a kit which includes a hitch lock that would attach to the end of that bolt, providing an effective theft deterrent. When you buy that kit, it will also include cable locks to lock each of the bicycles independently. So now we have it in the deployed position. It's now a nice rigid connection to the vehicle. And I'll go ahead and load up a bike and show how a bike can be loaded onto this rack. We'll take a mountain bike. First step is to get the rack ready, and I'll just go ahead and open up the rear wheel cradle strap. I'll extend the hook for the front wheel so that it's clear out of the way. This bike happens to be a mountain bike with a 29-inch wheel diameter, and I just lift, get the front wheel and rear wheel cradles supporting the tires, and then bring this arm up and bring it to the first point of contact without actually touching. Has a secure ratchet mechanism. Once it makes contact, be sure to get it a nice firm click onto that front wheel, and that's holding the bike very stable and secure. So this is a mountain bike tire, however it can also hold road bike wheels and also different smaller diameters all the way down to a 20-inch wheel size. Now in the back here, we want to secure this back tire. This rear wheel cradle, it pivots to get perfect alignment with the curvature of the rear tire, and now that rear wheel is fully secured. So as you can see, it makes it much easier to to access each bike as you load. Now another feature to this design is that depending on the vehicle, you can easily actuate that foot pedal, lower the rack down, and in many cases you can also open up the rear hatch without any interference so that you can access the rear hatch and get gear in and out even while the bikes are loaded. In this case, because this is a small SUV and it sits a little bit closer to the ground, it actually is touching the ground at the tips of the front of that frame. However, most SUVs and will have even more clearance. And so now when I want to bring it back up into the carrying position, I just bend down and lift. It automatically engages into that carrying position. And I'll go ahead and remove the bike now. When I remove it, just release that rear strap, get control of the bike, and then press this release button, extend that handle all the way up, bring it down, and now I can take the bike off. So the great thing about this rack design is it works with the widest possible range of bike styles because it's independent of the frame. And nowadays frames vary so much in design and shape that it just takes that out of the equation, and so it can fit the widest possible range of bicycles. So now I'll go ahead and bring these arms back into place. I can push that lever once again, bring the rack into the stowed position so it doesn't stick out any more than any other rack when it's in the stowed position, yet it offers excellent carrying capacity for up to 3 bikes. Bikes don't touch each other. Bikes travel very stable and secure. And those are all the key features of the Kuat Transfer 3. I'm Paul with rackoutfitters.com, and thanks very much for watching. Please visit our site for complete details, and thanks for your support.